How you doing? I'm Ed. I'm the owner of Taskmasters. Good news is if you're watching this video, we are almost done and we just installed something that's alive in your yard. So there's a couple things I want to go over. Real quick video, I just want to go over the basics on sod and plants. So 95% of you guys are going to have an irrigation system. So the sod that we just installed is all set up, which means you don't have to do anything. You just leave that alone. It's already been set up by the irrigation contractor. But what you might notice during these first 3 to 4 weeks is some dry spots that happen. And in those dry spots probably means that a head isn't quite covering that new grass. And if you notice that, make sure you call us right away, but also go out there with the hose and just keep it wet, keep that alive, because if you don't and you let it die, you might not see us for 2 or 3 weeks, and all that's just gonna do is prolong your new yard. So I want you to make sure that you guys are just paying attention to it. You don't need to mess with anything on the irrigation. Everything for the irrigation system is going to be on your phone and set up. So get the app so you can make sure that you can pay attention to that. You can adjust the times, you can adjust when it waters. But again, we will set this up for you before you go. The next question you're going to ask me is, when can I start to mow the grass? So a good time is when it's about 4 inches. 4 inches is when the grass starts to fold over itself. Okay, so when you mow it for the first time, shut your irrigation system off. You want that irrigation system off at least 24 hours before you mow it. Then you're going to set your mower deck to the highest setting, because if you go low, it's going to pull that new sod up into your mower deck and you're going to end up chewing up your sod edge. So you want to mow it high, and you have to bag it. If you don't bag it, you're going to get those sod lines in your new yard. So make sure that you bag the grass for at least the first month, or at least until everything roots. Because if that mulch goes in between the 2 rows of sod, the sod can't grow together. So make sure you do that. You can mow it every other day if you want, but just make sure that it's dry when you mow it and that you're bagging it for at least the first 4 to 6 weeks. Next thing I want to cover is plants. So the plants really need water for the first 3 to 4 weeks, plants and trees. So what you want to do, honestly, it's very, very, very simple. For a perennial, which is the smaller shrubs that we put in, those require maybe 30 seconds. You hold a hose on it for 30 seconds a day. That's it for the first 3 weeks, if you can. Now, if you get rain, perfect, you don't have to do it that day, but 30 seconds is great for a perennial. The shrub is a little bit bigger. Maybe hold a hose on there for 30 seconds to a minute. You just want to get that root ball wet without having it go all over the place. Trees, if you can give the trees at least 1 to 2 minutes of solid dousing so that water really drives into the roots, you're going to have a better, healthier tree. What you're going to notice if you don't is your plants are going to look stressed. They're going to look weak. They're going to change. The leaves are going to possibly change color. So all of this that I'm telling you is just to make sure that your end result is what you ultimately want. And it's really up to you guys to take care of it. We install it. Now, I will warranty all the plants and trees that I put in, with the exception of an animal eating it, like a rabbit or a deer, or if your dog happens to use it as their fire hydrant. Those aren't covered. But beyond that, I'm covering everything that I plant for a year. So as long as you're taking care of it, it's going to look great. Just like anything else, you take care of it, it looks great. So the last thing that I want to talk about is, after that sod is rooted, make sure that you guys learn the irrigation system. Turn that water down. Sod is like kids. The more water you give it, the more spoiled it is. It won't drive for roots. And you want that sod to drive those roots deep. And the only way you can do it is to slow that watering down. Because most of these jobs are in clay, picture a 5-gallon bucket of water that's got a 1/2 inch of water from the top. Okay? So most of the time when the irrigation system comes, that ground can only absorb so much, and it overflows. And when it overflows, it's not doing anybody any good, and it's just soaking your neighbor's yard and causing your sump pump to go off. So make sure you turn that irrigation system off and really watch and pay attention to your yard. The more you do that, better off you're going to be long run. You're not going to have water issues, your sod's going to look great, and your plants are going to look great. Again, I really want to say how much we appreciate your business. It's been an honor to work with you guys, and let us know if you need anything in the future.